Welcome to this GCSE Biology revision video on the eye. We'll explore how the eye detects light, focuses images, and sends signals to the brain. The eye is a sense organ that detects light stimuli, converting light energy into electrical impulses sent to the brain. This enables organisms to respond to their environment by detecting movement, color, and detail. The eye is a complex organ made up of specialized structures. Each part, such as the cornea, lens, and retina, plays a critical role in gathering, focusing, and transmitting light information to the brain. The cornea is the transparent outer layer where light first enters the eye. It is crucial for refracting or bending light, accounting for most of the eye's focusing power to direct light towards the retina. The pupil is the dark, circular opening in the center of the iris, controlling the amount of light entering the eye. In bright light, the pupil constricts to reduce light. In dim light, it dilates to let more light in. The iris, the colored part of the eye, controls pupil size using two sets of muscles, circular and radial. They work antagonistically. Circular muscles contract in bright light, and radial muscles contract in dim light. The pupil reflex is an automatic response controlled by the brain. When the retina detects light, a nerve impulse relays a signal to the brain, which then sends a signal back, causing the iris muscles to adjust the pupil size. The lens is a transparent, biconvex structure behind the iris. Its main job is to focus light precisely onto the retina. It can change shape, a process called accommodation, to focus on objects at various distances. The retina is the light-sensitive layer at the back of the eye. It contains photoreceptor cells that convert light into electrical impulses. For clear vision, light must be focused exactly onto the retina. Rod cells are photoreceptors highly sensitive to light intensity, ideal for dim light and peripheral vision. They produce black and white vision and are far more numerous than cone cells. Cone cells are concentrated in the fovea, responsible for color vision and fine detail. They require bright light to function and are sensitive to red, green, or blue light. In summary, rod cells detect light intensity in dim light for monochrome, peripheral vision. Cone cells detect color in bright light for high-resolution, detailed vision. Once the photoreceptors convert light into electrical impulses, the optic nerve carries these signals to the brain. The blind spot is where the nerve connects, lacking photoreceptors, so no image is detected there. The light journey begins as light enters the eye, focuses on the retina, and generates impulses. These travel via the optic nerve, where the visual cortex processes and constructs the image. The visual cortex in the brain receives signals from both eyes, combining them into a single, coherent image. The brain interprets depth, color, motion, and detail, transforming raw electrical signals into a meaningful picture. Accommodation is how the eye adjusts its lens shape to focus on objects at different distances, from near to far. Without it, the eye could only focus at a single fixed distance. For near objects, the ciliary muscles contract, relaxing the suspensory ligaments. This allows the lens to become thicker and more curved for greater refraction. For distant objects, the muscles relax, ligaments tighten, and the lens becomes thinner and flatter. The suspensory ligaments connect the ciliary muscles to the lens, holding it in position. They transmit forces from the muscles to change the lens shape, working as an antagonistic system with the ciliary muscles. This table summarizes the changes during accommodation for near versus distant objects, including ciliary muscle action, ligament tension, lens shape, and refractive power. Mastering this is key for exams. Focusing on a near object requires the ciliary muscles to contract and suspensory ligaments to go slack. This results in a thicker lens, achieving the necessary greater refraction. When focusing on a distant object, the ciliary muscles relax, making the suspensory ligaments taut. This pulls the lens thin and flat, requiring less refraction to focus the image correctly. Vision defects occur when the eye fails to focus light correctly on the retina, causing blurred vision. Myopia and hyperopia are the most common and can be corrected with appropriate lenses. Short-sightedness, or myopia, happens when the eyeball is too long or the lens is too curved, causing light from distant objects to focus in front of the retina. This is corrected with a concave lens, which diverges light rays. A concave lens is used to treat short-sightedness by diverging light rays, pushing the focal point back onto the retina. This simple correction restores clear distance vision. Long-sightedness, or hyperopia, occurs when the eyeball is too short or the lens is too flat. Light from nearby objects focuses behind the retina. This is corrected using a convex lens, which converges light rays. A convex lens is used to treat long-sightedness by converging light rays before they enter the eye. This moves the focal point forward onto the retina, restoring clear near vision. Concave lenses diverge light and correct short-sightedness. Convex lenses converge light and correct long-sightedness. Remember that convex and converge go together, as they both start with con. In short-sightedness, the eye focuses light too soon, blurring distant vision, corrected by a concave lens. In long-sightedness, the eye focuses light too far back, blurring near vision, corrected by a convex lens. Let's summarize the key structures. The cornea and lens refract light. The iris and pupil control light entry. The retina detects light, and the optic nerve transmits signals to the brain. The complete light pathway involves light passing through the cornea, pupil, and lens, focusing on the retina, and then sending electrical impulses via the optic nerve to the brain for interpretation. This sequence is vital for sight. This diagram summarizes the process of accommodation, showing how the lens changes shape to focus light precisely onto the retina for both near and far objects. Remember these key tips. The image always forms on the retina. Ciliary muscles and suspensory ligaments always work opposite each other. Concave lenses fix short-sightedness, and convex lenses fix long-sightedness. Rods handle light intensity. Cones handle color. Common exam questions often ask you to describe accommodation for near objects, explain the difference between rod and cone cells, and detail how vision defects like short-sightedness are corrected. Test your knowledge with these quick-fire revision questions. Check your answers on the right side of the video. Make sure you can name the correct cell types, muscles, pupil response, and corrective lenses. You've covered the structure, accommodation, and vision defects of the eye. Master these topics and you'll be well prepared for any exam question. Remember, the image always forms on the retina.